We will now find the function f of xy, which is the partial derivative of f of xy, which is given as x power 5y minus 5xy power 5 plus 15. So basically this involves two steps. That is, in step 1, we have to find the partial derivative of this function with respect to x, which will give f of x. And then in step 2, we have to consider this f of x, and we have to do the partial derivative of f of x with respect to y. And this will give us f of xy. So let's do step 1. So I'm going to do the partial derivative of this function f of xy with respect to x. Remember that when we do partial derivative, we have to treat all other variables as constant except the variable which we differentiate. So since we find the partial derivative of f with respect to x, we treat y as constant. So this y will be constant, and we differentiate each of the terms. We are considering the y as constant. So when you differentiate this x power 5 times of y, since y remains a constant, I put this in front and then differentiate only the x power 5. So differentiation of x power 5 is 5x power 4 when we apply the power rule. And similarly, for the second term, we have a negative of y raised to the power 5, which will be treated as constant. And then we differentiate only the term 5x. Differentiation of 5x is just 5. And finally, we have this constant 15, which will become 0. So let me write down this. So basically, we have f of x equals 5x power 4 y minus of 5 y power 5. Now we have to consider this function and do the partial derivative of this function with respect to y, which means this time we have to treat x as constant. So we have x over here, and that's the only x we have in this expression. So let's write down f of xy. We are finding the partial derivative of this expression with respect to y. So we can consider this 5x power 4 as a constant, and differentiation of y is just 1 minus 5 times of differentiation of y power 5 is 5 y power 4 when we apply the power rule. So let's simplify this. So therefore we get f of xy equals 5x power 4 minus 5 times of 5 is 25. So it is 25 y power 4. So this is the expression for f of xy.